video.
Final Destination Bloodlines is the latest entry in the long-running horror franchise that began 25 years ago. And I was there. I saw the first movie opening weekend. Yeah, I'm old. I don't know exactly how many Final Destination movies there have been over the course of that time period, though, because after the second one, I lost track and lost interest. Had it not been for Jeremy, I probably wouldn't have had all that much interest in seeing this one either. Speaking of which, stick around to the end of the video to hear Jeremy's thoughts on Final Destination Bloodlines. You see, when Jeremy wants to see a movie, he doesn't let me forget that he wants to see it. He reminds me, and reminds me often, that he wants to see it. And he did just that with Final Destination Bloodlines. The concept behind the Final Destination movies is so good. You take a slasher movie, but instead of a masked, knife-wielding maniac, you have death itself picking people off left and right. And how do you defend yourself from death? How do you run from it? How do you hide from it? How do you beat death? If you're familiar with at least the first two movies as I am, you know that death is creative, persistent, and resourceful. Death must have also played a lot of Mousetrap. Remember that game? Most of the deaths involve some sort of elaborate setup, like the game Mousetrap. You drop a quarter out of your pocket, for instance. It rolls across the floor, triggering some event. That event triggers another event. That event triggers yet another event, which eventually leads to your ridiculously over-the-top and gruesome demise. Why doesn't death just wait and kill these people in their sleep? I mean, they're asleep. They can't defend themselves. Just kill them in their sleep. Simple, easy, painless. Instead, death wants to crash a plane through your house or have you decapitated with a rusty butter knife. Death is mean. But such are the fates of the characters in Final Destination Bloodlines. The movie opens in the 1960s at the grand opening of the fancy Tower View restaurant, where we discover that young couple Iris and Paul are both keeping secrets from one another. However, the grand opening of the Tower View will also be its grand closing. The resulting carnage and bloodshed caused by the shoddy architecture is pretty awesome to behold. And if you're even a little afraid of heights, it should definitely get your blood pressure up. Of course, death gets cheated though thanks to Iris's premonition, which not only puts all the people she saved that day on death's hit list, it puts a big chip on death's shoulder when it comes to her entire bloodline. You see, she should have died that day, and they shouldn't have been born. Hence the subtitle. So these movies are all about the deaths. The more elaborate, the more over-the-top, the more grotesque, the better. That's why we go see them, and the makers of Final Destination Bloodlines clearly know this, because it's pretty obvious that all the thought went into the deaths, and not much else. The characters here are pretty flat. I honestly couldn't care less about any of them. The only character in the movie with any semblance of personality is Eric, played by Richard Harmon. Eric provides some comic relief, and I think his character is kind of like the audience avatar, because he doesn't take anything at all that seriously and just goes with the flow, even though he knows a horrible death potentially lurks around every corner. All of the family drama and character-y stuff just feels like filler to pad out the runtime. None of it amounts to much. The cast don't have very much to work with, so the fact that I don't remember any of their names, I had to Google the movie to remember Eric, Iris, and Paul, is no real fault of their own. The movie does have a pretty good sense of humor about itself, although it does get a little too cartoony at times. I remember the first two movies having a good sense of humor too, but they managed to maintain a certain darkness that gave the deaths a sense of foreboding. That's not the case here at all. Pretty much all the deaths, aside from the opening, are played for laughs. They feel like punchlines, punctuated by CGI gore. There are some pretty cool deaths though. The setups for some of them definitely had me shaking my head at how silly they were, but the payoffs were fun. We get two great deaths at a hospital that involve an MRI machine. One in particular, as a man, I found especially wince-inducing. If you know, you know. And there are some nice moments of suspense. The shard of glass in the ice bin from the trailer, for instance. You know that shard of glass is going to play a role in Death's design, but how exactly? We get those moments often in the movie, and we even get some clever swerves and curves thrown at us along the way. But my favorite scene in the entire movie belongs to the late, great Tony Todd. This was, of course, his final role, and the movie is dedicated to his memory, as it should be. It's definitely a high point in the movie and a meaningful moment that is worth the price of admission alone. Final Destination Bloodlines is a dumb fun, good time kind of movie, and that's all I wanted out of it. Yes, the characters are weak, yeah, it's cartoony, but I still had fun with it overall. Am I going to remember anything about the movie aside from the Tony Todd scene in a week or two? No. But I still enjoyed it, and I think you will too. I say check it out. If you've seen Final Destination Bloodlines, please let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments section below. And let me know where you would rank it among the Final Destination movies. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up and share it on social media. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. All right, folks.
Yes.
Jeremy and I just got out of the theater from having seen what?
Final Destination Bloodlines.
Final Destination Bloodlines. Jeremy, you've been looking forward to this movie for months. You've talked about it for months. You've reminded me that we're going to see it for months. Today was that day. Give us your thoughts on Final Destination Bloodline.
Too gruesome.
Too gruesome. But is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Good thing.
With Jeremy, too gruesome is always a good thing.
Yes.
So what was your favorite... what was your favorite moment in Final Destination Bloodline?
Killing the people.
Killing the people. Well, there's a lot of... there's a lot of people getting killed in this movie. There's a lot of people getting killed in this movie. At the very beginning, there's a whole lot of people that get killed.
Yes.
So you just liked the killing in general.
Yes.
All the death.
Yes.
And it was gruesome.
Yes.
What was the most gruesome death?
Killing the teenage girl.
Killing the teenage girl. Which one? How did she die? Oh, yeah. That one was pretty nasty. That wasn't super that was gruesome, but it wasn't, I would say, overly gruesome.
Yes.
But you liked it. I get it. What was another gruesome kill that you really liked?
Killing the women.
Which one?
The mom.
The mom.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, there were two moms that died. Which one was your favorite? Death doesn't care, Bubba. Death doesn't care if you're a mom, if you're a teenager, if you're a little kid. Death doesn't care, Bubba.
Yes.
If death wants you, death's gonna get you.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
That's what this movie is telling us.
Yes.
But you know what? Do you know what my favorite part of the movie was? You want to take a guess?
Yes.
What was my favorite part of the movie?
Killing the people.
Well, I enjoyed the people getting I enjoyed the people getting killed too. But my favorite part of the movie was the scene with Tony Todd.
Tony Todd.
That was my favorite part of the movie. That was the best part of the movie, in my opinion.
Yes.
That scene with Tony Todd was worth the price of admission alone.
Yes.
This was, of course, his final movie.
Yes.
They dedicated the movie to his memory, as they should have.
Yes.
And that scene was the best scene in the whole movie.
Yes.
Because what did he tell you to do? Do you remember?
Death is coming.
Well, that's right. He told you that's right. He said, death is coming. You have to enjoy every minute of your life. Every minute that you have to enjoy it. Life is a gift, right?
Yes.
Life is a gift. So
yes.
That was his message to us in this film, because at that point he knew he didn't have much time left himself.
Yes.
Enjoy every moment of your life that you have.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Very powerful message. Loved that scene with Tony Todd. The best part of the movie, hands down.
Hands down.
Hands down. And I know you're a big Tony Todd fan. Candyman, of course.
Farewell to Fresh Day of the Dead.
Mm-hmm. Just that's his
The Crow.
The Crow. The Rock.
The Rock. Night of Living Dead remake.
The Night of Living Dead remake. He's so good in that. People don't give that movie enough credit, or his performance in that movie enough credit. Everything he was in, he made it memorable because he was just such a great actor and such a great presence.
Tony Todd and Celeb Heaven, George Romero, Toby Hooper, Wes Craven, and Ryan Freetney.
You think Tony Todd is in heaven with all those people?
Yes.
I'm sure he is.
Paul Rubens.
And Paul Rubens. What a weird collective of people.
Robin Rand.
Tony Todd, William Friedkin, Toby Hooper, George Romero, Paul Rubens.
And Robin Rand.
And Robin Williams. They're all up in heaven having a party, right?
Yes.
So yeah, that was, Tony Todd was a great actor.
And Gilbert Gottfried.
Let's not forget Gilbert Gottfried, of course. He's up there too with him.
Ed Asner.
Okay. Enough with the enough with the dead celebs. What was something else you liked about Final Destination Bloodline?
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. That's it. He's given it 2 thumbs up. You liked it.
Yes.
You recommend it.
Yes.
You liked the gruesomeness.
Yes.
You liked the deaths.
Yes.
You liked Tony Todd. What was something else you liked about the movie? Not death related. Who was your favorite character? Yeah, the characters weren't all that memorable. I don't remember any character's name in the movie, and we literally just got out of it. The only character that really stands out to me was the guy with all the piercings.
Goth.
The goth, yeah, he was a little gothy.
Goth.
A little gothy, yeah. But that's literally the only character that stood out in the movie to me, other than, of course, Tony Todd. And I don't remember anybody's name. We just got out of the movie. I don't even remember their names. I remember the kills, though. I remember the deaths.
Deaths.
Those were pretty good.
Yes.
Those were pretty good. All right, well, Bubba, I'm glad you liked the movie.
Yes.
You've been waiting for it for months.
Yes.
The day is finally here. You're giving it 2 big thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
There you go. All right, so Jeremy gives Final Destination. Is it Bloodline or Bloodlines?
Bloodlines.
Okay, Bloodlines.
Hellraiser Bloodline.
I prefer Hellraiser Bloodline personally, but Jeremy gives Final Destination Bloodlines his full recommendation. 2 big thumbs up, right?
2 thumbs up.
There you go. What do you want to say to everybody?
Thank you for watching.
What else?
Ross and Cecil Myth. Love you guys. Take care. Have a Memorial Day weekend.
Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Anything else?
Love you guys. Peace.
Peace.
Let's go get some Arby's.
Okay. A huge thank you to all my patrons and channel members for your generosity and support. Become a patron today and get early access to videos, have a say in what content appears on my channel, join me for monthly live streams, exclusive watch parties, and more. Become a channel member today and get access to exclusive badges and emotes to use when I stream, as well as members-only watch parties. Both those links are in the description. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.